All right, what is up, everybody? So, uh, unfortunately, at the moment, Swami has had something pop up, but he is going to be joining us here in a little bit. We're going to take and talk some whiskey, um, at least Scotch, because I've been taking and digging into Scotch, and his channel used to be a whiskey review channel. He switched over to Motovlogs, which he does a damn fine job at. So, real quick, as a plug to his channel, take and put a link to his channel in the comments, and let's see, make sure that goes through. Yeah, okay. There's a link to the video. So, real quick, I'm actually going to take and show his channel promo, and then we'll just sit and chit chat for a little bit. He had something pop up, which I understand, and since there was already people waiting, instead of pushing back for 20 or 30 minutes, I decided, all right, I'll just go live and I'll riff off whatever y'all want to talk about. Cheers to Lep, Aisha, M3. Yeah, cheers to you. I don't know how to. Paul, there we go. Cheers to Paul. STD, cheers to you, homie. Glenn, cheers to you. Cheers to everybody that's in here. Much appreciated. Mick, thank you everybody for showing up. Much appreciated. No, he doesn't. He had some issues arise, health wise, which I won't get into. But he no longer. It's one of the reasons why he kind of went from doing the whiskey reviews to doing a Motovlog. He still drinks alcohol, but now it's beer, and yeah. So, but me and him talk. We're going to talk about the regions of where the scotches come from and stuff like that. And I think he's going to tell me some ones to take and try, since I'm still fairly new to drinking Scotch. Talk about stuff like that and get y'all's opinion on scotches that you like. Real quick though, cheers Lex, cheers Smurf. What up, beer hounds? Andrew, cheers to you from New Zealand. Awesome. Jason, Chris, cheers everybody. All right, so real quick, we'll take in let me share screen. Share screen. Share screen. Yes, we'll share audio. This is just a channel. This is just his channel promo. So here we go. And here we'll do it full screen. Real quick, thank you so much, Lep. That is greatly appreciated, homie. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. Man, you're awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so there we have it. That's his channel promo. And real quick, I'll take and show y'all. Damn it. We go back. No, stop with that. Stop with that. All right. So take and share again. We'll take and share the screen. Share the screen. Actually, hold on. Let's do this. We'll take and share it this way. Share screen. As you can see, he's got quite a few videos already for the Motovlog, right after the slide, where he talks about actually like laying down your bike, causes of it, things to look out for to take and prevent it from happening, how people take a react to laying down their bikes. Really good video. I don't ride at all, but I enjoyed watching the video because of something that if I ever decide, hey, this, riding a motorcycle, something that yeah, I need to get over to, because I'll be honest with you, as far as motorcycles are concerned, it's only got 2 wheels, doesn't have the steel cage around you. I'm a little bitch. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, I don't, I like adrenaline rushes, but that's not quite adrenaline rush I'm looking for. So, but if I ever decide, all right, I want to take and get over that fear and ride a motorcycle, I can at least take a look at this video, take a note. Hey, look, this is something that might happen. Here's stuff you might want to take a look out for. Yeah, top 5 motorcycle trip items. He's got live streams that he does with other motovloggers that also are on bikes. So he's been at this YouTube thing for a little bit. Like I said, he started as a whiskey channel. Now he's taking and doing the motovlogs. Really nice fellow. He's got a little bit of a hard edge to him, but he's a nice fellow. Again, thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. Real quick, what I'm going to do is y'all can check out my boy if you haven't already. That's the Leprechaun TV. Take and copy the link. And there we go, Mr. Leprechaun TV. There's a link for his channel right here. For this fella right here. Really good dude as well. Cheers to you, Duke. Thanks for stopping in. How's everybody doing today, man? What's everybody up to other than watching my ugly ass? Because I've got quite a few videos I've recorded already this morning. I've got a couple that are coming out. I've got one that shared to the members. So they're going to take and see it for a day or two before I actually upload it to YouTube. I've actually got a video coming out. If any of y'all are in here are subscribed to like Jake, I'm gonna take. My plan is I've got to take and get with Squirrel. I'm friends with him on Facebook. So hey, look, Squirrel, I need to take and get up with him. I want to do a collaboration with Squirrel. He's a good dude. I love him to death. So I want to do some kind of collaboration with him. But like, there's so many other American Reacts channels, like the Drunk Texan. I'd love to take and sit and have a chit chat with him. Same thing with JT. I want to interview and talk with JT because the stuff that he's got. So if any of y'all have like cross-pollinated or cross like subscribed, and some of y'all are subscribed to JT Reacts, let him know that, hey, look, the Eclectic Beard would love to take and have a sit-down chit-chat with you and get to know you a little bit and talk about your maturation as a channel, but also talk to you as a person, get to know you a little bit, because he just seems like a really funny dude. Young cat, he pisses me off because he looks better and he's funnier than I am. So wow. Well, that's it's quite the shift that you work there. Great goodness. 40-mile bicycle ride? Holy crap, homie. Bruh. Woo. It's fun enough trying to drive 40 miles in the car, right? Doing it without the horsepower. That's yeah, no thanks. Cheers to you, Alex. Appreciate you stopping in. Let's see. Heading down to the local pub. Oh wow, that is awesome. I'm glad they've allowed y'all to start going back to pubs. That's really nice. That's because I know y'all been locked down for what seems like forever must be over there. So the fact that you can actually go to the pub, that's have fun. That's have fun. Enjoy yourself. That's awesome. Hopefully y'all start to open up more and more. I know y'all got a plan for opening up as time goes on here in the next couple months. I'm hoping everything gets reopened and y'all's life can get back to something that resembles normal. Because I couldn't imagine being locked up for, being on lockdown for that long. That's just. And here we go. Oh, Mr. Swami.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going today, man?
Very good, very good. Yourself?
I cannot complain. So yes, I took and actually showed I showed your channel promo, and actually took and showed the different stuff that you've got on your channel, as far as like the ride after the slide. You've got I'm talking about you take and do live streams with some other Motovlog channels that also ride motorcycles and stuff like that. Really, really cool cats too that you talk with, and showed, you got a good bit of content for your Motovlog and stuff like that. So
Thank you,
let me ask you, how long have you been on YouTube altogether? Yeah.
Collectively, actually doing YouTube vlog, like serious or just like forever, like just whatever. Because seriously, probably about 2 years I've been doing it seriously. But I've been on for 5 years doing content, but off and on and just having fun and stuff like that for the past 5 years.
Nice. And now I told them we're going to talk some scotches, and for anybody that can see in the background right there, it's got a nice little whiskey cabinet.
Used to be a lot more. I sold about 90% of it because I don't drink anymore, but I still know my stuff. But I've got some other right next to me. Just gotten rid of like about 90% of my stock over the past few months.
Oh, nice. That's yeah. I told them that you used to take and do the whiskey reviews, and due to some health concerns that you had to kind of stop, and won't go into details or anything like that. But yeah, it's your Motovlog. I think you can tell the passion to stare for that, like big time when watching. And not only whenever watching your Motovlogs, but whenever watching your live streams, you can tell just because you enjoy the shit out of just talking bikes, and it's fun. It's cool to see. So
yeah. Well, the Motovlog community is an amazing community, and it's not just for motovloggers. The difference is Penderyn. I've got some Penderyn right in the back. I got some Myth, actually. You guys talk about
nice.
Penderyn. Penderyn isn't Scotch, though. Penderyn is whiskey.
Yeah,
it's Welsh.
Yeah, it's Welsh whiskey. Yeah, that's actually something I plan on trying as well. Which I'm going to be looking at and if I can find any English whiskeys, I want to try that too. But I think what I'm most interested in, and I want to take and try more of the Irish, but I had that Bruichladdich, right? And I'm pronouncing that probably wrong, but
give me a sec here. I got a Bruichladdich, but it's a different one. 1 second. Bring some different whiskeys here.
I tried that, and it just the complexity to it had me hooked. Let's see what he's got. Teacher's whiskey. Cheers to you, Micah. Hopefully you're doing good today, man. Two Wheels. You just subscribed to Two Wheels Down. Awesome.
All right. Sorry about that. I just wanted to set up some stuff. All right. You're saying you're fans of Bruichladdich. Bruichladdich also produces Octomore, and the Black Arts are from Bruichladdich. This is more their high-end stuff. What you had was the classic laddie. I think it was the teal bottle, the blue bottle, which I did have. That's gone now. That's one of the ones I sold out. This is Adam Hannett now is the master distiller of Bruichladdich. Before Adam Hannett, I forget his name. Oh, God, it's on the tip of my tongue. If someone remembers, put it on in the chat. But hold on. Ex-master.
So Aisha's telling me to try Teacher's whiskey or Bell's. She said they're both Scottish whiskeys.
They're blended.
They're blended.
They're blended. They're blended. Anyways, anything. Teachers isn't Irish. Teachers is Scotch.
Yeah, no, she was. That's what she's saying. She said both of them are Scottish whiskeys.
Yeah, anything made in Scotland is Scotch. It does not have to be made with barley. It can be made with grain whiskey. It's a regional dialect. It's like saying champagne. So champagne has to be made in the Champagne region of France. Scotch has to be made in Scotland for it to be called Scotch. So it's a very simple rule on that. You've got different kinds of Scotch, different kinds of whiskey, let's say. All right. So when you're talking, everyone knows this is bourbon. So bourbon would be with an E. Same thing with Irish whiskey. For some reason, they put an E on Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey consists of Connemara, which would be an Irish whiskey. Teelings. would be an Irish whiskey that Jameson, everyone knows, is an Irish whiskey. I think you did a Jameson on your channel already.
Yeah, I did Jameson, and then Jameson, the cask mates with the IPA, which I'll be honest with you, I've got this right here. I've been drinking. This is the only Scotch I've got so far.
Glenlivet 12. I've
Drinking it,
but it's I've got the code here. But yeah, go ahead.
Drinking it neat. The oak in it, for me, overpowers kind of everything else. I'll take and pour it over an ice cube, or I'll take and just put a cap, like not even a cap full, like a quarter cap full of water into it to kind of release some of the flavors. And it's so nice. It's got nice fruits in there, but also you still get that oak. So I love it. It's just that oak's just kind of ever present.
Most Scotches are going to have oak because they're heavily, but you're not going to actually get that big of an oaky flavor off of Scotch comparison to bourbon. I find bourbon's got way more oak factor than Scotch because bourbon's made in a different temperate climate, which is very hot in the United States and arid. I do have some Highland Park 18 actually in there at the top. For whoever's asking, there's someone asking about Highland Park. I wanted to actually discuss regions too, though. So you got your different regions of Scotland. So the different terroirs are going to produce different kind of flavor profiles. Also, the different materials used. So everyone knows Islay Scotch, which is probably the most famous. Here, I'll give you an example of Islay. Well, the Bruichladdich you actually had as an Islay, though. Yeah. But for some reason, it's a non-peated Islay. Here is probably the most famous Islay of all Isleys, which is Ardbeg.
Yeah, I've been told to try the Ardbeg 10.
Yeah, and this is the Ardbeg 10 right here. So this is a heavily peated Scotch. This one I wouldn't go to right away. Alan, if I were you, I would start off with a lighter peated Scotch. I would go maybe Highland Park 12, which has a light bit of peat to it, or some Springbank from Campbelltown, which would be a good starter. They're expensive though, but still a good beginning Scotch for someone that hasn't been introduced to heavy peat yet. Peat is quite a significant flavor profile. It's not something that's going to be easy. It's very smoky. It's very heady. It's very earthy. It's not sweet. Some people will call peat sweet. Like I would say the only peat that I've ever had that I would consider like sweet peat is like the Lagavulin distillery does a really good job at making a sweet kind of style peat, but that's because they use a lot of sherry casking when they create their Scotches. So it's not as prolific as Ardbeg would be. I would say Ardbeg and Ardbeg and Lefroy would be two distilleries that I would wait on going up right away. Oh, someone just mentioned Lefroy as I stated it. Cool. So Lefroy has, I find, almost a very maritime fish kind of quality to it, like seaweed kind of quality into their peat. And iodine. You get a lot of iodine off of Lefroy, where Ardbeg is going to be more of a fiery peat. So you're going to get more of a earthy, angry, dirty peat, which I like.
And see, I've heard people talk about whenever talking about some of those flavors you can get from the peated Scotches. Like one thing I've heard is like you can get a very savory, almost like a
mesquite
or a meat type flavor, like pork drippings or something like that.
You can get that off. I would say that would be more off of Ardbeg and Bowmore. Bowmore, I get a very salty kind of flavor profile off of a Bowmore. It's almost like bacony. By the way, here's the Penderyn. If you wanted to see the bottle, there you go. There's your Welsh whiskey. That's with the dragon. Then we're also talking. There's blended Scotches, which you can go for. Here's a Chivas Regal. This is the Royal Salute, which is a 21-year-old. This has grain as well as barley in it.
Nice. I looked at the price on. I've looked on Total Wine and More, and some of the prices. You told me you're getting into an expensive hobby here, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then I'll look at prices, and I'm like, oh shit, he's not fucking lying. And I want to say that I know the Chivas Regal 21 is like over $100, at least here where I'm at, like well over 100.
I wouldn't say that whilst Amanda in the chat is saying that blended is yuck. I wouldn't say that. There's some very, really good blended Scotches out there that I really, really enjoy quite a bit. And when you're talking about blended, it doesn't have to be. You can get blended single malt. Here's what I'm saying. This used to be called a vatted malt. Now it's just called a single malt, but it's a blend of 3 different single malts. There's absolutely no grain in a Johnny Walker Green Label. Same thing if you're looking at Naked Grouse, which is, or the famous grouse that makes the Naked Grouse, which is a vatted blend or a blended single malt, meaning it has to have only single malt in there. And then you have blended Scotch. Blended Scotch can have grain in it. So the way you can tell the difference is one's going to be called a blended malt. So it's going to have only single malt in it, and then you have a blended Scotch, which can have grain in there.
Now, before my trip to Alabama, where I tried the Bruichladdich, the only Scotch I'd had previous to that was a blended Scotch, the Cuddy Sark, and that shit was nasty as hell to me. Like, had a clean finish on it, kind of, but that the rest of the flavor profile, I was like, "What the hell is this? Don't give me that no more."
Well, I would say that actually the Prohibition is quite popular amongst Scotch drinkers for blended, but it depends. Again, Scotch is kind of like fish in a way. It's something that you have to kind of gain a palate for. It takes time. It's practice. It's drinking over a certain period of time that you start to see what people like about Scotch. Let's say comparison to bourbon and rye and others is that it's so complex in its flavor profile, meaning that there's such a large wheel, like wine, when it comes to its flavor profile, comparison to, let's say, bourbon, which has, about 5 to 6 distinct flavors.
Yeah, you get vanilla, cherry. You'll get some brown sugar, maybe. Yeah, some citrus, and then you get the oak profile on it. And that's really about all you're going to play with. It's just what level you get for the different whiskeys.
Yeah,
or bourbon.
Exactly. And then you're looking at Scotch, which could have an unlimited amount of profile to it. It's just so, and every Scotch is so different from the last one. There's no, they're not similar to each other. Like every region, when you're talking about Campbelltown, when you're talking about Islay, when you're talking about Lowlands, Highlands, when you're talking about Isle of Skye now that's gotten their 3rd distillery, and congratulations to Isle of Skye for doing so. So many regions, and they're all so different from each other in their style and their profile. It's hard to pick a favorite. To me, Campbelltown kind of sticks out there, but Islay, I would have to say, is still my favorite because I'm a huge Kilchoman fan. So Kilchoman would be my preferred distillery. And then I'd say Springbank would be secondary. So
one that I know it's what Lowland, Speyside. You got Highlands. You got the Islands in Campbelltown. And I looking through the for Springbank. I looked at some reviews on that. That's pretty pricey over here, but
it's very pricey. But they're a family-owned distillery. They're 100% family-owned and independent. They own 2 distilleries actually, Glengyle and Springbank Distillery, and they only hire people that live in the region, in Campbelltown region, and they're very, very regional. They're kind of like Talisker works the same way, where it's all Isle of Skye employees and Chebec. Well, no, Talisker, not so much, but Chebec, they're very much like that. But Chebec only makes 1 whiskey, and it's a blended. But Springbank is very well known for being family run. The other guys that are family run are actually Glen Grant's distillery that owns Glenfiddich. They're family run, and there's Glenfarclas as well that is family run too.
Now, so you got a question here asking if you've tried, was that Abnade?
Abunad?
Yeah, Abunad. There you go.
Abelour. I got to pronounce it correctly. Abunad. Yes, I've had Abunad a bunch of times. It's their cast strength whiskey, which is quite good. I'm not the biggest fan of Abelour. When it comes to sherry, I'm more Glendronach. And the other one I love is Ben Nevis. So Ben Nevis and Glendronachs would be my favorites when it comes to sherry scotches.
Huh. So what I liked about the or what's intrigued me so much about the scotches is the fact you've got the layers of the flavor profile. Like you said, there's so many different flavor profiles you can get off of it. I'm a big, as far as beers are concerned, I love the complexity you can get within stouts. and that those layers of flavor you can get, and it's not most of them you get, coffee and chocolates and stuff like that, but there's some you can get that layer in even more stuff, and the complexity is beautiful in my opinion on ones like that. So it's kind of what it's kind of the reason why I was like, okay, this is something after that Bruichladdich, and I was like, yeah, this is something I want to try.
I agree with you full-heartedly on stouts. We both know that stouts are my favorite as well when it comes to beer. Sorry to all the IPA lovers out there.
Well, IPA basically has like 3 flavors. You got hops, you got you got a juice bomb fruits, tropical fruits, and then yeah, that's basically about it. Hops and juice bomb fruits. That's about all you've got. And normally the fruits are like pineapple, papaya, tangerine. You'll take and get grapefruit or orange, and then the pithiness off of it. And that's it. There's not a whole lot unless they've got a nice malt backbone character to it. And most of them don't have that these days.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, I can't handle the acidity of an IPA. It's nothing against it, but like I could have a nice small glass of IPA on a summer day, but you can't go on a journey with IPA. Like I'm not gonna stick to IPA all night. Like after like 1.5, I gotta move on to either a lager or a stout to cut the acidity like immediately, or an amber or something like that. It's too acidic.
Well, now as far as scotches are concerned, so you say stay away from the peated ones first.
I wouldn't say stay away from the peated ones. I would say start out. Enjoy your journey, man. Go slowly towards the peat. Don't rush in there. A lot of people rush in, and they pretend they like it because they don't want to feel like judged for not liking. It's normal not to like peat. It's not something that you should like immediately. Some people do. There are some people, the peat heads out there, that like it immediately. I wasn't one of them. I hated peat for the first 3 years that I was drinking scotch. It took me a long time to enjoy peat. To me, I always thought it was just a joke. I was like, this is disgusting. Literally tastes like someone ashed a cigarette out in my whiskey. It's nasty. Tastes like tar. Tastes like medical waste. but it wasn't fun right away. It took some time, and then I really liked it. Now I enjoy peated scotch more than I enjoy any other style of scotch, but it took a long time. I would just always tell a new person, new to scotch, new to whiskey in general, start off light. Start off with bourbon aged basic scotches, bourbon barrel aged, white oak aged. Then move on to the European oak, because the European oak is going to have more of a spicy profile to it because it's a red oak instead of a white oak. And you're going to then, kind of move on to a blend of the two. There's usually between a 60-40 split. Most scotches have. Traditional scotch will have a 60-40 split of European to American white oak. And then later on, start trying some wine casking, some port casking, some sherry caskings, some red wine caskings. It goes down the list. They've used every single type of wine in the world to cast scotch. And then slowly get into some peats lightly. Try some Johnny Walker Black Label, which is extremely inexpensive and affordable and readily available everywhere. It has some peat to it, and get it used to the peat in the background. Then go towards some Highland Park 12-year-old that's going to have a little more peat to it, a little more punch. Then maybe go towards a Lagavulin, which again is going to be a sweeter peat, but a very pungent and very wonderful peat. But still, it's not going to be as aggressive as Ardbeg on your senses.
Now, that last one, the
Lagavulin.
Yeah, that one, the 16-year-old, that one, everything. That's like, supposedly that's like one of the top creme de la cremes in a lot of people's books. I think it was.
I would say it's the best introductory when you're going to start actually hitting your peat journey. I wouldn't call it the creme de la creme. I would call it the best introductory scotch. I'm not calling it cheap by any means. I'm just saying it's readily available. It's always around. It's 43%, so it's not super high on the ABV factor. So it's not going to kill you when you drink it. You don't have to water it down too much or anything. It's got an incredible profile, just so complex and so delicious. It's wonderful.
Yeah, see, more we talk about this, more I'm getting excited to take, because I'm gonna buy another bottle of scotch this week. And yeah.
By the way, I'm just gonna let everybody know. My channel is nearing the 2,000 mark. I really appreciate anyone going over and subscribing. I do one motovlog every Sunday, and I do a live show every Wednesday night. Please join the horde. We're having a good time. It's getting better and better. I do understand some people want to see Scotch content. I'm not going to be doing that anymore, but I will be having fun. I'll be checking out breweries and stories. I'm going to be doing a lot of touring this summer. I'm going to be hitting the Gaspésie. So if people like kind of the maritime area of Quebec, my wife and myself. Oh, by the way, my wife is part of the channel as well, and she's adorable. So you don't have to look at my ugly face all the time. So she'll be also there. So please subscribe to Two Wheels Down and check me out. And if you don't like it, you could always end up unsubscribing, but I promise you'll like it. And Alan has been a big supporter of mine, and I appreciate it very much.
Oh yeah, well, you're a good dude.
Sorry, I have to promote the channel I'm here.
So. You're Canadian, but you're all right in my book, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so what would be like a good? Let's say if I want to try like a lowland, what would be a good one to try?
I would say Ben Riach.
What's it called?
Ben Riach. I've got a bottle right here, actually. Give me a second. Glengoyne is actually wonderful too. And someone's mentioning Glengoyne. Glengoyne is one of my favorite distilleries out there. Their 18-year-old is spectacular.
Drinking strawberry beer. I like strawberry blonde beers. Those are good.
Well, there's Glenfiddich, which is the basic that everyone knows from the lowland. Mm-hmm. I think Glenlivet that you actually have is lowland too. No, there's Speyside, which is also lowland kind of stuff. So Macallan's, but Macallan to me is overhyped and overaged, overhyped and underwhelming. But a lot of people love Macallans. They swear by Macallans. I'm not a fan of the Macallan. They used to be really good. Their quality has really become subpar over, I'd say, the last 10 to 15 years. They haven't really been putting out the greatest stuff, and they've been overcharging like crazy. Edgerton Group tends to do that a lot. Balvenie, which is pretty damn good too, but they're really high up on the price. They're not cheap, and they're made by the same distillery that creates Glenfiddich, by the way. And this is the one I was talking about here, Ben Riach, which is a sister distillery to the Glendronach. And they're both owned by Brown Forman now, which owns Jack Daniels, as a lot of Americans know. They were bought out. A lot of whiskey distilleries have become big time conglomerates and have been, merging and merging and merging. And most of them are owned by either Edgerton Group, Diageo, Suntory Beam, and Brown Forman seem to own pretty much 90% of the distilleries now. It's kind of gone into the CNN era of everyone buying everyone out.
Well, one second. My wife is concerned about something.
No worries. I'll look. I can't really press on buttons, but I can answer questions while Alan goes and checks something out there. If you guys want. The 21 Christmas is like a glass. 21 Christmas. Swami, you got too much stock, bud. Need some. This is like, if you can see here, it's emptied out. Alan,
he had way more than that.
Yeah, this is nothing. This is dead. I had about 5 of these things filled, and I've sold off 99% of my stuff. All that's left is the cheaper stuff. Because and I kept this bottle just because I love the Black Arts, and I plan on finishing this. It's gonna be like my last hurrah, so I want to finish it. But yeah, that's actually my absolute ultimate favorite Scotch in the world. Not my favorite distillery, Bruichladdich, but the Black Arts. I always got a bottle every year. It's a Christmas gift to myself every year when the new release came out. They also, if you want to talk about peat, they do the Octomore, which is holy shit whenever you're ready, Alan. That thing, I don't know if you ever seen Alien Covenant.
Mm-mm.
All right. There's those black kind of spheres that they put the alien embryos into, and they drop it down, and the aliens hit her. The bottle looks like that. It's like something out of a spaceship. It's 5 years aged Scotch. But it's the most peated phenolic Scotch on the world. Like they're talking about, the average is 180 ppms, parts per million of peat, which is just fucking insane. And whenever you're ready to try that, those things are some crazy peated Scotch, which is like almost a dare, but they're delicious once you get into peat. But yeah.
All right. Let's see. Ardor 12, Caledonia.
The Caledonia, that's Edradour.
Yeah, Edradour. There we go.
Edradour. Edradour is delicious. I love Edradour. Edradour is one of the smallest Scotch distilleries with Ben Nevis, and there's one more. They're quite small, but they're artisan, and they just make amazing stuff. If you're going to go for the Edradour, to me, the best bang for the buck is the 10-year-old cast strength, fully 100% PX sherry aged. It is fucking fantastic. One of the best Scotches I've ever had in my life. I have a top 10 list of Scotches to try before you die video. If you guys want to see it, go check it out. It's in the playlist. I put everything in sections of playlists, by the way. If you want to look at my channel for the whiskey, I've done 200 reviews, well, 199. I did have a weird number, but you can go in, and I put everything in sections of distilleries, most of them, not every single last one, but a lot of them are in sections. So if you want to check out a certain type of Scotch from a certain distillery, like if you want to see the Macallan reviews, you go into my playlist. There's Macallan's, Bruichladdich. You can check out Bruichladdich. If you want to check out Ben Ryack, it's in Ben Ryack. If you want to check out whichever, they're all separated, making it easier for you guys to look up whatever Scotch you're looking for.
There we go. And I just took and posted a link to his playlist on his channel.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Let's see.
So it's
Ladag 12.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Tobermory 10 is now Ladag 12.
Ladag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to learn the pronunciation because Scottish people get very angry when you mispronounce their. I learned that over the years. When you mispronounce their distilleries, they don't like it at all. They're not happy about it. They're not forgiving. They'll ream you out in the comments.
That's the fun part of it, though. Reading them like they're you screwed that name up. It's pronounced like this, and they'll give you the. I've had that with so much stuff, but it's fun to take and learn that way. Just to kind of, you know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, cool. I'll do it next time.
I did an Aberlour 12 review on my channel, and I called it Amberlour the whole time. There's no M in it. But I got so reamed out by so many people. They were like, who the fuck is this Canadian destroying my fucking distillery? I was like, oh, by the way, so I was talking about who the master distiller at Bruichladdich was, and he is a legend. He retired, so it was Jim McEwen, and that the name was on the tip of my tongue. I was trying to remember it, and I was like, okay, so to give the man respect, I have my two favorite master distillers of all time, Billy Walker and Jim McEwen. And those two can do no wrong. They've made nothing but the best whiskeys everywhere they've gone. Billy Walker used to do the Ben Ryack as well as the GlenDronachs. He's now moved on and started his own distillery called Glen Ellachie, which is incredible. So if you guys want to look up Glen Ellachie, it's they make some of the best whiskeys around. It's all Billy Walker. Jim McEwen, unfortunately, he's retired. And now it's Adam Hannett that is at Bruichladdich. You're spot on with pronunciation. Try to say El Cafen. I've got a lot of really, really cool Scotch. Alan's met some of my Scottish friends. I've got a lot of Scottish friends, so they help. They teach me. Buckfast. Buckfast is wine, though. Buckfast is caffeinated. You got to go to Mad McKay McCorney talking about Buckfast. Buckfast is a caffeinated wine created by monks. And it's the kids that drink it, and they call it Bucky Fast. They don't really call it Buckfast. And in Scotland, they give it a lovable name called the Hoose Juice, which is because normally it's a bunch of, let's just say, soccer hooligans and punks that like to drink it and beat the living crap out of each other on Buckfast. So, yeah.
Well, it's funny. I've had people tell me, if I'm not
mistaken, John says, I know my shit. Told you, I know my stuff. So,
it's funny because I've had people tell me, "What's up, Obi-Don?" I've had people tell me you need to take and try Buckfast, and my understanding is it's not imported over here to the States.
No, it's illegal. It's illegal.
Yeah, but you can get it up there in Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope, you can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't get.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
You guys have Four Loko. We can't even get Four. You don't need Bucky Fast. You got Four Loko.
Why would you say that? You're always downing us. Who cares if we got Four Loko? We got idiots that drink it.
Four Loko makes Bucky Fast look like juice. Like, I'm not kidding. Four Loko is like insane. It's like cocaine in a can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. You didn't. If you can't afford a Zambuki, you just take and get a Four Loko. Same fucking effect.
Yep. Bucky Fast is fighting man's brews. Top stuff. Yeah.
There's no telling. The reason why I couldn't take and get like actual authentic fucking haggis is because lung meat is outlawed over here. Can't sell it.
No.
Like,
we can get haggis here. That we can get.
See, that's crazy. Here we can't take and get stuff to have lung meat because they're worried about stuff like tuberculosis. But yet they take and feed us all this GMO over processed bullshit and say it's fucking, oh, you're good to go. It's healthy for you.
Well,
motherfucker.
we have Nova Scotia, which is like a 99.999% Scottish heritage province. So I think there's a big Scottish, even Quebec too. Quebec is about 40% Scottish heritage, which a lot of people don't realize. People think it's all French, but it's not true. It used to be, but the Scots came in like the 1920s or something like that. No, sorry, the 1820s, and fucked the French, and the French fucked the Scots, and now it's an amalgamation of Scottish and French culture in Quebec. But the Scottish people speak French instead of speaking English. That's the only difference. But yeah, so I think because of that, that's maybe why haggis is legal in Canada, because there's too many Scots to not have it be legal. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got the place I got it from. The guy that actually makes it he's a Scottish chef. He's from Scotland. Met a woman over here in the U.S. and decided to take and stay here, and so now he sells it. It's traditional, but it's not the authentic.
Yeah, it's the American lung meat instead of the Scottish.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is some nasty shit.
Well, isn't it like just, I've never had it, but isn't it just like barley and stuff like that stuffed into a sheep's lung?
It's into the stomach lining.
It's almost like meat oatmeal or something like that, from what people have told me.
Pretty much, it reminds me of the like the country pudding that we have here, which is basically over here. The country pudding is like different hog parts mixed with like rice and different spices, and then it's put into like a sausage. Into a sausage casing, and it's cooked and they sell it. You can take it, remove the fucking casing, and then eat it. I've done that. I love that stuff.
Yeah,
it reminded me a lot of that.
Black pudding is readily sold because it's not just the British that do black pudding. Pretty much every culture in the world has made blood sausage. So it's fully in the States and in Canada. But it's not uncommon to get blood sausage and black pudding here. So you can get that.
Wait, do what? Someone looking like Carl Pilkington has made a channel with your logo, watching a Fred did. I've got Eclectic Productions. That's one of the things I've got going right now. I've got so far stodgy reactions. I'm gonna post to it, so it's going to be a collective of people that I want to try to take and get them out there a little bit. Try to push that channel, push them, hopefully funnel people to them as well at the same thing. It's my buddy Stodgy. He's reacting to the Fred Dibna, how to take down a chimney stack. He's a law enforcement officer over here. He's on his Stodgy Paladin Reacts channel. He's going to do a lot of videos taking a look, looking at mostly comedies, but also like U.S. policing tactics versus policing tactics over in other countries, and giving his opinion as a officer here on maybe, you know, either the protocols that he sees or the de-escalation processes that they're going through within the arrest or within the stop that's being made to stuff like that. So yeah, he floated the idea of a reaction channel to me, and I said, well, you'll love Fred Dibna because he's fucking awesome. So if you haven't watched the video, go ahead and, you know, take a react to it. I was like, you'll fucking love it. And then you take and add some stuff on top of that. So yeah. But that one right there, the one you're talking about, is actually to my Eclectic Productions channel to try to take and give him a little bit of viewers, trying to take and funnel some people to him basically. So no, we can't get black pudding over here in the States. I don't know why, seeing as if you go to Louisiana, you can get blood sausage. It makes no goddamn sense. It's fucking stupid. Probably not. Just want to say, probably not. Thank you, everybody, saying that you love the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Doric, like the area or like the accent?
No, I've never heard of it. Sorry. Typical Canadian. I'm saying sorry. So, sorry.
All right. So I think that's probably a good spot to kind of leave off on. Y'all check out Swami's channel. Like, he's good fella. I'm gonna say this here.
We got a question about Old Pulteney. Yeah, Old Pulteney is absolutely delicious. I love that. The Old Pulteney, the 12-year-old. I haven't tried the newer stuff. Now they've rebranded, but one of my favorites was Old Pulteney 17 back in the day when they used to sell it. It's not sold anymore, unfortunately, but friggin' amazing stuff.
See, there we go. That's what I thought. I thought it was a dialect. I thought it was accent or dialect. Trying to remember. I think somebody. No, I haven't been sent a Doric dialect yet.
Old Pulteney is Enver House. Enver House also does Enoch, which is really good shit too. If you guys want to check out Enoch Distillery, they make some really nice stuff.
CB, cheers to you.
And also,
cheers, Jenny.
There's Enoch, and there's the third distillery that Ember House owns too. Ooh. It's on the tip of my tongue. Ball Blair. So Ball Blair is also really nice. They've also changed their stuff. They used to do everything. Anyways, they've changed up a bit. They're all changing up their stuff now. Sorry, I've been out of the game for a while, but I'm kind of.
Oh, it's all good.
Alan's giving me a refresher, making me have a refresher course in my head again. But yeah. Me right now, again, focusing on motorcycles. Really, really appreciate every single sub that comes over to check me out on Two Wheels Down. The channel has been doing great lately. I've been getting a ton of love from the Motovlog community, and especially a lot of the bigger channels like Shade Tree Surgeon is a follower of mine and actually showed up at my premiere yesterday, and that is so proud.
I've seen that in a live chat. That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that because he's the reason why I want to become a motovlogger. And it's always nice when the teacher comes and checks out on the student. So I was really excited about that. Really happy with the views. The view count is going up. The wife is finishing up her license, and she should be permanently on the channel as of June, or actually even earlier, because her final exam is on May 1st. So as long as she passes that, she should be hitting the channel ground running. We've got a trip we're doing, which is the Gaspé Z. This summer, the Gaspé Z is literally right next to New Brunswick, which is right next to Nova Scotia for all you guys from Scotland out there that want to know. And it's a beautiful maritime area. There's the Atlantic Ocean. It drops off. There's going to be huge cliffs that we're going to be checking out with bird sanctuaries and riding up there. It's supposed to be beautiful. It's about a 15-hour drive. So we're driving literally to the edge of the ocean and driving right off the cliff at the end. We're going to do a film in Louise. No, I'm kidding. We'll be fine. And you guys should check it out. There's a bunch of beautiful things that we'll be doing. That's going to be in July. Other than that, though, we'll be doing, again, a video every single Sunday without fail, 1:30 p.m. every Sunday it comes out. And we'll be providing a live every Wednesday night with different motovloggers from around YouTube. And maybe not just motovloggers. Occasionally I'll have friends on like Alan and other channels too, to say hello and pop in and say hi. I don't really drink anymore on my lives or anything like that. I try to keep alcohol out of my channel. Again, personal reasons, don't need to get into. But I appreciate every single person that comes in and helps out with the new transition of the channel's direction. And thank you, Alan, for having me on today. It was a blast.
Oh no, I enjoyed, because now I've got kind of a direction to go as far as scotches are concerned, and especially as far as like where to start with the peated ones. So I greatly appreciate that. JW, I actually need to take and make a cup. I hit the ground running this morning, and I've still got the. I need to clean this and make another pot. So, that being said, we're going to leave things off here. Greatly appreciate everybody that stopped in. Swami, thanks for taking and doing this with me, dude.
No problem.
Always enjoy hanging out with you, man.
Check out the link. It's in the chat. Go click on it and subscribe, man. Get me to 2,000 people.
Y'all show him some love. And with that, y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves.
Peace. Swami out. And